Hello everyone, my name is Allison. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, it's very nice to meet you. I post videos every Sunday and I help all of you achieve a more elegant and feminine lifestyle. If you like the sound of that, then I hope you will subscribe down below and check out my other videos. Today I'm going to be showing you something that you requested, which was a tutorial on how to make the pearl beaded bag that I featured in my video from a couple weeks ago where I showed you what was new in my wardrobe. So this is the bag. I made it completely myself. I bought these beads from Joann Fabric Store, and I'll show you more information about that once we get started in the video. But it was super cheap to make. I've seen these on the market for $80, $100, and once I saw it and I fell in love with it, I knew that I could make it myself. So that is what I'm going to be showing you all today how to do. I would say that it's definitely not the easiest project I've ever done, but not to worry because I will show you exactly what to do in this video, and at the end of it, you will have a bag just like mine for a super affordable price, and everyone will be so impressed that you made your new favorite accessory. I'm also going to be featuring a couple dresses in the video today that were kindly gifted to me from MissFoxShop, one of them being this gorgeous dress, and I will talk more about them later. So let's get started. These are all of the materials. I'm using fishing wire to thread all of the beads because it is extremely sturdy, and I just bought mine from my local hardware store. You'll need scissors to cut the string, and then of course pearl beads and gold beads. I will link the ones that I bought down below. I used 3 packets of pearls, which is equal to roughly 175 beads. The pack of gold beads came with 750, so I had more than enough. So you should start with a really long piece of string, like longer than you think, because you need to have enough for the entire base. You can start by threading 6 pearls onto your string. You will then take the other end of your string and go back through the last pearl in the opposite direction. Make sure you're not inserting the same string that the beads are on, because then your bead will just fall off. You will be using this locking technique continuously throughout the process of making this bag. You'll end up with a circle of pearls. Then take both ends and thread 1 pearl onto both of the strings. The pearl is going to end up in the middle of the circle. In order to do that, you need to thread both strings through the same pearl in the opposite directions. Then your string will come out either side of the same pearl, and you will have a little pearl flower. In order to start the next layer, thread on 1 gold bead, 1 pearl bead, 1 gold bead, 1 pearl bead, and another gold bead. You'll use the same technique of putting the opposite string through the last gold bead to lock it in. You can see that one string is going towards the center of the flower and the other string goes away from the flower. Take the string going towards the center and thread it through the next pearl bead. Take the opposite string and thread 1 pearl bead, 1 gold bead, and another pearl bead. Follow the same technique of threading the opposite string through the last bead to lock it in place. At times, the length of your strings may get a bit tangled, but just have patience and untwist them, because it is really important that your strings have enough length to create your base. Once you're almost finished, instead of just threading your string to the next pearl, go through the gold bead also, so your strings are poking out from the gold beads on either side of the open space. Thread on 1 pearl bead, 1 gold bead, and another pearl bead in order to finish the pattern. Thread the opposite string through the last pearl. It won't quite snap into place because you have to continue to thread that through the pearl next to it as well. Then you will have the strings coming out opposite sides of 2 pearls. To start the outermost and final layer of the base, thread on 1 gold bead, 2 pearls, and another gold bead. Once again, thread the opposite string through the last gold bead to lock it in place. You'll see again that one string is going toward the center of the flower while the other goes away. Take the string going towards the center of the flower and thread it through the next gold bead. Thread 1 pearl bead and 1 gold bead onto the other string that faces away from the center of the flower. You will repeat the same step of taking the opposite string and threading it back through the last gold gold bead to lock it in place. You will see that the outer layer is creating this pattern where one pearl bead sits on top of 3 gold beads. You're doing great. Take the string going towards the center and thread it through the next not 1 but 2 pearl beads. I'm sorry the orientation changed, I just flipped the whole thing over. Thread on 2 pearl beads and 1 gold bead. Thread the opposite string through the last gold bead to lock it in place. Take the string going towards the center of the flower and thread it through the next gold bead. Follow the same pattern by threading on 1 pearl bead and 1 gold bead. Take the opposite string and thread it through the last gold bead to lock it in place. Continue this pattern all the way around. Once you get to the end, take the string going towards the center and thread it through the 2 gold beads. Your strings will come out from either side of the pattern of the 3 gold beads. Thread on your last pearl. Thread the opposite string back through it to lock it in place. You're almost finished with the base. Take one of the strings, it doesn't matter which one, and thread it through the pearl next to it. Your string should be coming out from either side of 2 pearl beads. To start the walls of the bag, thread on 1 gold bead, 2 pearl beads, and another gold bead. Thread the opposite string through the last gold bead to lock it in place. Take the string going towards the center and thread it to the next 2 pearls. Thread on 2 pearls and 1 gold bead onto the other string. Thread the opposite string through the last gold bead to lock it in place. Thread the string going towards the center through the next 2 pearl beads. As you can see, building up the walls is super repetitive. The base is definitely the hardest part, so it becomes relaxing now. After you've gone through both pearls, take the other string and thread on 2 pearls and 1 gold bead. You know the drill, thread the string through the last gold bead to lock it in place. It might not seem like the walls are building up yet, but once you add more beads, it becomes more sturdy and sits upright by itself. Continue this pattern until you're almost finished with the first row. You'll only need 2 pearls to complete the pattern. The pattern is relatively easy to follow, so if you're ever lost, just take a second to look at the pattern and think about what would logically come next. Make sure to go through the first gold bead you put on. Thread the string through a pearl bead next to the one you've just thread on to lock it in place. Your strings will come out either side of 2 pearls next to each other. You'll always want to start a new row with 1 gold bead, 2 pearls, and another gold bead. Continue the same technique. You're ready to keep building. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If so, please make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can see more of my content. If you have any questions about this DIY, then leave a comment down below. I always respond to all of my comments, so don't be afraid to write something to me.
So this is where I am. I think I'm about halfway done. It's looking really good. It's very sturdy. I'm just sitting here. I got Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on, and it's kind of relaxing to just keep doing it.
Here I'm going to show you how to tie off your string once you run out of length. I just tied a regular knot. It was a little noticeable because it wrapped around a gold bead, but once the bag is finished, you won't be able to notice it at all. I did a few more, and those were able to be better hidden in between the beads. With the excess string, I just weaved my way through a couple of the beads in the wall of the bag to make sure that the knot wouldn't come undone. I did it in a random pattern and went through 3 or 4 beads. Then I just cut off the excess from the outside. Cut yourself a really long piece of fishing wire again and thread it through whatever beads you're up to in your pattern. The string should come out of the same beads that they did before you tied and cut them off. Here you can see I threaded it through the gold beads in the empty gap because that's the point where I was up to in my pattern. The strings come out on either side of the gap where I was working. I threaded on the last 2 pearls to complete the pattern in this row, and then I continued. Now once you reach the height of the bag you want, it's time to put on your handle. To start your handle, you need to make sure both strings come up and out through the same place from the top of the bag. What I mean by that is that both strings should be next to each other and cannot have any beads in between them. In order to achieve this, you have to weave one of the strings backwards a bit through the walls to ensure it comes out of the same place as the other string and they're right next to each other. Then thread your beads onto both strings. For my handle, I chose the pattern of 1 pearl, 1 gold bead, and so on. You can do all pearls or 2 pearls and 1 gold bead. The pattern can be up to you. I would just recommend not using all small gold beads since the bag is quite heavy and you want to make sure that the handle is strong enough to hold all of it. Here I'm testing the length of the handle to see if it's long enough for me. I counted out the beads to make sure I would attach the other side of the handle symmetrically. In order to attach the handle to the other side, thread one of the strings through a pearl bead on the top row and thread the other string in the opposite direction through the pearl adjacent. I then took the excess string and weaved it through the wall of the bag to make it more stable. This gold bead is where both strings will come out from and be tied off. First, I took the right string and weaved it through to that gold bead, and then I did the same with the left string. I cut off the excess string because I had so much and it was getting tangled. Make sure you leave yourself a lot of string if you do end up cutting it off, but this step is not necessary. I put both strings into the inside of the bag so the knots I was about to tie wouldn't be so noticeable. To tie off the entire bag, I must have knotted it about 6 times. Make sure to knot it many times, otherwise your entire bag will come undone. With the excess string, I weaved it back through random beads in the wall to ensure the knots wouldn't come undone. I weaved it through about 4 or 5 beads and then cut off the excess. And there you have it, your gorgeous DIY pearl bag is complete and you made it all by yourself. I wanted to show you these dresses that were gifted to me from MissFoxShop. I really love the vintage styles on their website that I feel like you can't get from other stores. I will say that the price is a bit high given the quality of the dresses, but I know that they offer a lot of sales. If you like vintage or feminine style and you're not too particular about the quality of fabric, then you should check out their shop. Even though it came from overseas, the dresses were delivered to me super fast. I will link the styles of the 2 dresses I'm wearing down below in the description box.
Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and I'm so excited that you have a beautiful bag now too. I'm so glad that you were able to follow along with this tutorial and make such an awesome project that will look so good with many outfits. I really appreciate all of your support in watching my videos, and it would help me out so much if you subscribe down below, hit the like button, left a comment, and turned on the notification bells so you never miss a video in the future. Like I said, I post videos every Sunday, so I will see you there next week. Bye!